something you can cross out, you have to keep doing it. Then systematize it, break down how you do it, and hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Very Beautiful Chaos. My name is Depola. How are you doing? How's your week been? I believe you're good. I'm fine too. Thank you for asking. If this is your first time seeing my face, if this is your first time on this channel, welcome and thank you very much for clicking on this video. And please subscribe right away because I promise you're going to love it here. What's not to love? To my older subscribers, thank you very much for your constant love and support. I love you so much. You know that already. Okay, so today's business, because we have a little bit much to talk about how to increase productivity for moms, but it can actually serve anyone. It's just that I had moms in mind when I was making my notes, but anyone can use these tips, anyone can apply them to their daily lives. So if you're a mom or you've been around one before, you're going to know that it is almost impossible to be productive at all. Talk more of maintaining productivity, and you're also going to know that most general productivity tips do not apply to moms. Not that they do not apply to moms, but in the long run they are not feasible. A mom cannot keep up with those rules because the realities of the person or the people that made those tips and that of the mom do not align. Like there's contrast. Most of the people who come up with these productivity tips, most of them are single. The ones that are not single are married men, and the ones that are even women that come up with it, they either have lots and lots of systems that ensures that productivity all around them. However, being a mom is not a ticket to living an unfulfilling life. As much as it is convenient to just go by with the years doing nothing, we must always push ourselves to be better, even if it means being better by 1%. The 1% means a lot. It makes a lot of difference. I've listened and I'll continue to listen to people whose realities are different from mine, who are doing better than myself, and I hope to learn from them to become a better version of myself. What I just do is that I filter the things they talk about and I pick out the ones that are most relatable to me, and I adjust those ones to my reality, and I will advise you to do the same. As moms, we are very quick to say, oh no, you don't know my reality. If you're the ones in my shoes, you won't be talking about these things you're talking about. I know what you're talking about cannot work for me. You don't know my reality. While that is true, it is absolutely true. Most of them don't even factor moms into their productivity tips, things to do this, things to do that. However, if you calm down and you're more logical, you're going to say that these things they're talking about, I can pick one or two and adjust it to my situation. You don't have to do the 10 points they talk about. You only need to pick one, and even that one you don't need to use it entirely in your situation. So don't throw away the bathwater alongside the baby. Read that book you are looking at. It might help me, but they might not factor me into the equation. Read that book, listen to the podcast, and if it does not make sense to you in the end, you're going to discard the whole thing. You're not going to lose anything in the end. If you listen to the podcast, you watch the video, you read the book, you're going to gain something at least. Today's business, it is going to be a productivity series. We cannot discuss everything in one video, but what we'll be focusing on today is what I call detoxify your life, declutter your routines. What do I mean by this? Pick a pen and a writing pad, list out everything you do daily, monthly, weekly, yearly, anything that takes your time, your attention, your energy, your money, anything you do that takes your time and energy. Write them out. List them on, even if it is up to 30. Write them out as much as you can remember. And after writing these things down, start going through these activities one after the other. Which of these activities are essential to my day-to-day living? Which of these activities affect my well-being, affect my husband's well-being, affect my daughter's well-being, affect my children's well-being? You're going to catch me looking down a lot in this video. That's because I'll be looking at my notes. I wrote them down. So going forward, after you've listed out those activities, now with your pen, on each activity, ask yourself these 3 questions. Will I be less tired or exhausted if I stop doing this? 2, if I stop doing this activity, will I have more time to myself or for other productive activities? 3, which is very important, will my life still go on smoothly if I stop doing this? And if the answer is yes to those 3 questions, then cross out that activity. It means it is not important, and then it is just taking your energy. And if it's not something you can cross out, you can reduce the frequency at which you do it. Probably you do it every day, you can reduce it to every month, you can reduce it to every 3 months. I hope that makes sense. For activities that the answers are yes to the first 2 questions and no to the 3rd question, then it is very important you do those activities even if they leave you exhausted afterwards. So the way forward is you have 2 options. You either get an overnight, a steady help in doing it. It can be a paid help, and it can be family, it can be your partner. But remember, you have to be courteous when you're asking people for help if you're not paying them. So you need to apply emotional intelligence in that regard, or you systemize how you do it. What do I mean by this? Can this activity be broken down into chunks? Do you have to do the whole thing at once? Can you break them down? Can you divide it into 4 parts, into 3 parts? And for activities like this, I mean activities like cleaning, like cooking, like washing, you can divide how you do them. You don't have to do everything at once. For instance, for me, anytime I want to do bulk cooking, especially when I want to cook soups, I don't just wake up one day and I will do the whole process of cooking that soup in that same day. I don't. Today, I can boil my proteins, I pack it up, I put it in the fridge. Tomorrow, I'm going to buy and cut my vegetable, I'll put it in the fridge. The next day, I'm going to chop the peppers and then bring the remaining ingredients out and cook them. I hope that makes sense. I know it looks long, and when I can just do everything in one day, it's going to leave you exhausted. You'll be very drained, and do you know the kind of tiredness that comes upon you, and your brain will shut down? I've been there so many times, and no one taught me how to do these things. But when exhaustion wanted to finish me, I had to systematize my life. The things I cannot totally cut out, the things I cannot totally throw away, I had to apply brain on how to do those things. My husband will say to me that if you don't wash the plate right now, everyone is not going to fall. And at times he will say, if you wash it right now, do you have guests coming over to use the plate? We rarely have guests in our home. So it's just us. So why are you exhausting yourself this much? And I think it makes sense now. Now I can leave plates in the sink for a whole day without touching it. And I will use that time to do better things that add to me, that add to my overall health. Even if you're not doing anything, you can sleep. You can sleep. You know, women at times we feel guilty when we are not actively scrubbing, washing, pressing. We feel guilty for sleeping at times, and it's not supposed to be so. So learn to systematize your activities. If you cannot get help and it's not something you can cross out, you have to keep doing it. Then systematize it, break down how you do it, employ delay tactics. You don't have to fold the laundry every day. I'm putting decluttering your life first because it is very important. No matter the tips you're bringing in to incorporate to help you live your life better, to help you plan your life better, if you're still doing a lot of unnecessary activities, those tips are not going to work. They are not going to get you anywhere. they are not going to work, you will still be exhausted, or you will end up not doing the necessary things, and just you'll be majoring on the minor and minoring on the major, if that makes sense. So let me share a personal scenario with you. There used to be a bucket in our bathtub, and we were not exactly using it, but my husband thought he was using it. My husband thought that bucket was essential to his daily activity in the bathtub, and I also thought so too, but the bucket always it used to irritate me kind of. But the bucket that time, it used to stop water from flowing properly, so I was washing the bathroom very often, like 2 times a week, at times 3 times a week, because I really cannot stand dirt, especially in the bathroom. So that day I just walked into the bedroom, and I was washing the bucket as well, because the bucket would be dirty, the bathtub would be dirty, and it was draining me. So that night I entered the bathroom. I wanted to wash myself, and then I saw how dirty the bucket was again. The bathtub was dirty as well, so I started washing it. I was angry that night, to be very honest. I was just like, I still washed this thing 3 days ago, and just what is happening in this house? I dare ghost coming into this house to use this bucket. And then I paused. I said, why is this bucket here? Do we actually need it? If this bucket is not here, we're still going to be fine. We're still going to wash ourselves. It is not essential to us. So that night I washed the bucket, I washed the bathroom, I washed the toilet, and then I dried the bucket and then packed it up in the storage. And the second day, my husband asked me, Debola, where's the bucket? And I said, I've packed it up. We are no longer using it. He said, no, bring it. There's nowhere I like using it. Okay, tell me what exactly you're using it for. I put water inside. I said, you don't need to put water inside. The shower head is there already. You don't need it. Anytime I want to wash my bum after using the toilet, I put water inside. And he said, I've put a small bowl there. It doesn't do. That one is better. He grumbled that day, but now we are doing fine without the bucket. And it is not just about the bucket, you see. The bucket was not the problem, but the stress that the bucket was causing me. I was washing the bucket 2 times a week. I was washing the bathroom at times 3 times a week. You can imagine 3 times a week, which is exhausting, if we are being honest. So at times it is when you're doing certain activities, you're going to examine your life, examine that thing. Is it necessary? That bucket looked essential to us, but in the real sense, it was not important. So my point is, be mindful as you're doing activities around the home. What is this thing I'm doing? Is it important? If I take it out, if I unplug it from my daily routine, will my life still be fine? Yeah, the bucket can give added advantage, but we are functioning well without it. So what is that bucket? In your situation, just sit and think, because it is important you actually take out the things draining your energy unnecessarily. Take them out of the way first. Another example I'm going to give you is that of pets. I have nothing against pets, even though I'm not going to keep one. But if you don't have help, it's just your partner, your kid or your kids. Keeping pets is additional responsibility. If you are overwhelmed already, you don't need a pet. If you're stressed out already, you don't need a pet, because having a pet means you have to clean more. You will clean than the regular people. You're going to be cleaning than people like us. It means you're going to be providing food for one more being. You're going to be washing the pet. You're going to be taking the pet out for a walk. You're going to be booking vet appointments. If you're overwhelmed already, you really don't need a pet, because it is added stress to your life. So think about it. If you're thinking of getting a pet and you don't have help, you're just the only one doing everything all by yourself, you might really need to consider. And if you have one already and you're stressed, you're finding it hard to cope, you're not washing the pet regularly, you're not taking it out for walks, you're not feeding it, you even forget at times to feed it, it's time you put that pet up for adoption. Don't suffer the pet. You don't need it, because you're not yet efficient yourself, and then you are adding another another member to the family, because a pet is a member of the family. Instead, what I would advise is you can get a live plant. I used to have live plants at home, but they died because anytime I'm in a good mood, I water the plants. And anytime I'm angry, I'm not in a good mood, I don't water the plant, so it died. But the times that I was keeping the plant, it was less stressful. The only thing that I needed was for me to water it and then prune it. And pruning it was like once a week. And I actually enjoyed pruning the plant because it helps to stabilize my mind, my thoughts. It helps me to focus. For me, I don't know about you, but if I'm right about it, you can put it in the comment section. Having live plants, when you're pruning it, it helps to stabilize your mind. It helps mindfulness, or how did they put it? So that is all I'll be talking about on productivity for today. Like I said, it's going to be in series, so this is the part 1. So to start, go and implement everything I said into this video. It is the stepping stone. It is the most important part. Even if you don't get tips from anywhere, if you implement this, you will be more productive. You'll be able to focus on the better things. So thank you very much for staying with me. I really appreciate you. I would have loved to stay with you more, but I have a meeting to join in a few minutes. So thank you very much for staying with me. Thank you very much for watching this video. I love you. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so right now. If not, you are going to see me in your dreams tonight. Thank you very much, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Till then, remain blessed and